maybe I might get AIDS because someone HIV positive drank in that glass. Hi LGBTV, it is Wednesday and yes, some changes occurred on LGBTV. So Zach moved to Thursday. Colin and Caitlin are going to make the videos on Wednesday. So the topic of this week is HIV, AIDS. Back in the 80s, AIDS had another name. It was GRID. GRID is gay-related immune deficiency, or the gay plague, because only gay people had that disease and it was unknown and everybody was freaking out. They thought at first that we could like breathe it. Back in the days we didn't know STDs or HIV or AIDS or anything like that. We just people were just using condoms to be sure that they wouldn't get pregnant. But as gay men cannot get pregnant together, they were not using any protection. But now that we know, there's some tips that you should know, because you don't want like your life to be ruled by HIV. I do know people that do live with HIV and they are amazing people still. Like their life are not over, but I know that their life would be better if it didn't have that. Non-profit organization I'm president right now. Well, the first president when I came in 5 years ago, who was like a good friend and my mentor, I just learned that 10 years ago he was diagnosed with HIV. 10 years ago. And I've never had a clue, ever. He was just this regular guy enjoying life, and he got HIV, and I was like, wow. Like, it's not written on your face, HIV positive. Looking on internet, and it's in French, but I'm gonna give the link down because there's a YouTube video of my friend talking about his experience as being HIV positive, and on this website there's some people answering in English, but my friend is answering in French. You won't get HIV from drinking of the glass of someone unless they're bleeding in their mouth, because the way you could get HIV would be through blood, sex, and mother-child, because if a woman is HIV positive and she gets a kid, she might like give him HIV. And personal hygiene, yes, because you do not share like razors or toothbrush with someone that will be HIV positive. Well, toothbrush is not really risky, you know, but brush your teeth. It might be really like micro lesions, which means like really tiny injuries you make when you brush your teeth. Like you're gonna make micro lesion on gums when you brush your teeth. Sometimes, not often, but it does happen. So sharing toothbrush would not be a good idea. It is not the most risky way to get AIDS, but better be safe than sorry. You would have HIV if someone has an open wound and you have one too, and you join your hands together and when you use those fingers. This might be really awkward for me to do that sign, but when you use your fingers. Sometimes at work, you know, I don't even know how I got this injury right now. I just have a little scar and I just don't know how I got it, and I never noticed. So, a trick I got from my friend who's studying sexology is you take a lemon, you cut it in half, and you spread it on your hand. If you don't feel any burning, it means that you don't have any cut. If you don't have any cut, you're fine to have sex, because no cut means no blood. Needles to shoot you for drugs. I do not really agree people doing drugs, but if you have to do drugs, please use every time a new needle. When I got my tattoo here, I was talking to the tattoo artist, and as she was talking to me, she was opening in front of me all the sealed material. Like the needle was sealed, everything was sealed, everything was clean. So if you want to get a tattoo, just be sure you go to a good place and not a sketchy place that reuse needles, because you might get infected. So your life is not over if you're HIV positive, but I just think that your life would be easier if you didn't have it, so just be careful, please. So I'm gonna put all the links I've talked about below, and my Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, portfolio, everything. So I'll see you around, guys, but I just want you to remember one thing. We need to get rid of HIV and AIDS, but we do not need to get rid of HIV positive people. Please don't judge too much, because when we get to know them, they're just awesome as we are.